Thom Hartmann here on the best of the rest of science and green news. You need to know this. Electricity bills in the Northeast have dropped $460 million since that region put a price on carbon. Back in 2011, 9 northeastern states established the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, better known as RGGI. And the benefits of that regional cap-and-trade system just keep adding up. Since it was established, that program has added $1.3 billion of economic activity to the region, reduced carbon emissions by 15%, and saved consumers a ton on their electric bills. Those are the facts, according to an independent analysis released last week, and they prove that all the warnings about a carbon tax are nothing but big oil's fear-mongering. Critics of the RGGI plan warned that the system would cause a spike in electricity prices for consumers and put a damper on the local economy, but the program has had the opposite effect on both counts. And the program has been so successful that it could be used as a model to help more states comply with the EPA's Clean Power Plan, which is set to be released next month. One of the authors of the recent analysis report says the 9 New England states' experience with RGGI can provide other states with valuable lessons for how one might comply with the CO2 regulations included in the Clean Power Plan. In just 4 years, the Northeast has developed and implemented a system that boosts their economies, reduces greenhouse gases, and lowers electricity bills for average Americans. That's what you call a win-win. And it should be exactly the type of plan we could be implementing nationwide. European regulators are being swayed by big ag. According to a recent article over at Common Dreams, the European Food Safety Authority is set to approve the use of a toxic weed killer on that continent, despite a recent declaration from the World Health Organization that listed glyphosate as a probable carcinogen. The European regulators are citing industry-backed research as evidence that the chemical isn't dangerous. Since the 1970s, when glyphosate was developed, the use of that chemical in pesticides has exploded. And the genetic modification of crops like corn and soybeans that can resist that pesticide has dramatically expanded as well. Multiple studies have documented serious risks associated with glyphosate, including one from the WHO research group known as the International Agency for Research on Cancer, and the EU banned the use of that chemical to protect their citizens. But regulators in that region are being pressured to overturn that ban, and their adoption of industry-funded data shows that the pressure is working. Regardless of whether it's here in the States or across the pond, regulators should be listening to the people, not the corporations. Many people think that every corner of our planet has been explored, but they're wrong. There are still many things to discover right here on Earth, especially when it comes to what's at the bottom of our oceans. Recently, a team of researchers set out to look for and study lobster larvae, and they end up finding an undiscovered chain of underwater volcanoes. The extinct volcanoes are located off the east coast of Australia, and they're thought to be about 50 million years old. One of the scientists explained that the volcanoes tell us part of the story of how New Zealand and Australia separated around 40 to 50 million years ago, and they'll now help scientists target future exploration of the seafloor to unlock the secrets of the Earth's crust. And to top that off, the team discovered a lobster nursery ground at a nearby eddy, which allowed them to conduct the research that they'd originally set out to conduct. It's hard to believe that we still have so much to learn about Earth, but every new discovery proves how little we actually know about this amazing planet of ours. Conservative media is claiming that the world is headed for a mini ice age. Unsurprisingly, that claim is wrong. In fact, as the Think Progress blog reports, it's pretty much the exact opposite of what scientists are predicting. But that hasn't stopped right-wing media outlets from running with the headline. According to a June study by NOAA, global warming is headed toward an imminent speed-up, with temperatures in the Arctic predicted to rise by 1 degree Fahrenheit per decade by 2020. The conservatives' claim stems from a Welsh National Astronomy meeting, which predicted that, quote, solar activity will fall by 60% during the 2030s to conditions seen during the mini-ice age that began in 1645. While it's easy to see how conservatives came up with their conclusion, a little more digging explains just why they're wrong. That astronomy report was only referring to solar activity, not to the temperature activity here on Earth, and the past mini-ice age they referred to was debunked by the most comprehensive study ever conducted. As usual, these claims are a distortion of the truth, and they're just another pathetic attempt to stop climate action. And finally, astronauts on long space flights typically experience bone-related chronic illness as a result of being inactive for long periods in space. And scientists working on that problem may have found a solution much closer to home. According to a recent study published in the journal Experimental Biology, the American black bear may hold the key to healthier space flights. Even though the bears are inactive for as much as 6 months of the year, they don't experience the bone damage seen in astronauts or in other immobile individuals. Scientists studied the enzymes and hormones of hibernating bears and discovered that bears naturally suppress bone loss while they're inactive. This happens because two hormones that cause bone formation and resorption actually decrease during hibernation, and calcium levels increase to keep bones strong. If scientists can recreate these chemical changes, they can protect astronauts from bone damage during space flights. Once again, we see that Mother Nature already created the perfect solution to a problem, even when that problem occurs way out in space. And that's the way it is for the week of July 20th, 2015. I'm Thom Hartmann on Science and Green News.